everyone, and welcome to the West Fargo City Commission meeting for March 2nd. Call the meeting to order. Before I start, I want to when we do the roll call, you'll note that Commissioner Jorgensen is participating virtually this evening. He's out of town on business. With that, would you please join the commission in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jorgensen.
Present.
Commissioner Zundell.
Here.
Commissioner Jardis.
Here.
Commissioner Olson.
Here.
Commissioner Anderson.
Here. Let the record show all commissioners are participating. First order of business is to approve the order of the agenda, and it has been distributed and in your packets. Move to approve. Commissioner Anderson moves to approve. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Commissioner Olson seconds. I have a motion and a second to approve the order of the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next order of business is the approval of the minutes of February 17, 2026. Again, they have been distributed.
Move to approve.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve the minutes of February 17th. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next order is the building permits. Commissioners, they have been distributed in front of you.
Move we approve.
Commissioner Zundell moves to approve the building permits for March 2nd as distributed. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next order of business is a consent agenda. We have items A through L. They have been distributed in your packets.
Move to approve.
Commissioner Anderson moves to approve the consent agenda, items A through L. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Olson seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We now move into the regular agenda. First order of business on the regular agenda is public comment. Madam Secretary, has anybody signed up for public comment?
I do not have anyone.
Public comment is closed. We move to item number 2 is public hearings. And if it's requirement of the city to have a public hearing with regard to any of the items being brought forward, we do it at this time. We have no items on the agenda that require a public hearing. So we move on to item number 3. Item number 3 is the second reading of the 2024 ICC Code Adoption and Amendments. We call on Mark Hausch, Inspections Administrator. Good evening, Mark, and welcome.
Commissioners, there to answer any questions or anything you have for this code amendments.
Can you hit the mic? Sorry, it's not turned on. Maybe just hit the button on the mic. The button on the
microphone.
mic.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sorry.
I can only do
Any
this
questions for
every
Mr.
week.
Hausch?
Move we approve second reading.
Commissioner Zundell moves to approve the second reading. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second to approve the 2024 ICC Code Adoption and Amendments. Is there any discussion?
One
Commissioner Olson?
Any changes between the last meeting and this meeting to any of the ordinances?
Say again?
Were there any changes made between the?
Just
first-
one, there was a typo in the IRC for the ground snow load. It was typed out at 64, we changed it to 44.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any questions for Mr. Hausch? We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
We move on to item number 4, excavation code ordinance, right-of-way management policy adoption. We're going to call on Jerry Wallace, the city engineer, The purpose of this discussion this evening is a second reading to amend the excavation code ordinance and adopt a resolution approving the right-of-way management policy. For the public's knowledge, there has been another additional submittal with regard to this. Mr. Wallace, you might want to explain that a little bit, but there's not a big change in it, so. Mr. Wallace, please. Good evening and welcome.
Yes, thank you, Commission President Dardis and Commissioners. I guess since you mentioned it, I added late to the packet for this item. Essentially, previously we brought forward a draft resolution, and some of the verbiage in that resolution said essentially that the city engineer has the discretion to change or amend the right-of-way management policy. Since that meeting, we've changed that to state essentially that it's the city commission that has that authority and not the city engineer. We did add some verbiage on the city commission is also setting the fees associated with that. But that essentially is what that resolution and those changes involved. Again, I'm here tonight before you to discuss the excavation code update and right-of-way management policy approval via adopting via resolution. I guess as far as new information goes, since the last time you've seen this item, we did make a couple of edits or clarifications to the right-of-way management policy. As you can see in the cover sheet here, we added some clarification in the notification section in regard to what is considered an adjacent business or residence. Just provide additional detail as to what the expectation is for who should be notified. The other thing with that is we added some verbiage because, quite frankly, it's never been in writing anywhere that while people can, with properties adjacent to specific areas of right-of-way, while property owners can install things like irrigation systems, for example, they're essentially doing that at risk. And, should the city or whoever by chance, especially the city, I guess, in conducting standard day-to-day operations like snow clearing or, things like that, should they accidentally, cause something detrimental to happen, to some of those facilities, that those are installed at the risk of the adjacent property. So two things I just wanted to clarify with that. But other than that, nothing else has really changed. Again, I'm before you tonight with the second reading of the amended excavation code ordinance and looking for approval of the right-of-way management policy and adopting that via resolution. Essentially with that, I'm available for any questions you may have.
Questions from Mr. Wallace?
Move we approve second reading.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve the second reading to amend the excavation code ordinance and adopt a resolution approving the right-of-way management policy. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell, second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 5 is an improvement district number 1356, Brookwood Meter Pit Replacement. Again, we call on this Jerry Wallace, our city engineer. And the purpose of this discussion is to accept a bid and award a contract. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, thank you, Commission President Dardis and Commissioners. I'm sure everybody is well aware the meter pit serving the Brookwood Mobile Home Park is in desperate need of replacement. We prepared plans and went out to bids for this project. Dirt Dynamics was the low bidder with $186,611. Happened to be 10% under the final engineer's construction estimate of about $208,000 and change. Again, we're requesting that the commission accept the bid and award the contract to Dirt Dynamics. With that, I'm available for any questions.
Questions for Mr. Wallace on item number 5?
Move to approve.
Commissioner Anderson moves to approve Brookwood Meter Pit Replacement cost for a total of $186,611. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We move on to item number 6. Item number 6 is project number 2300 to 2026, Public Works Mill and Overlay. We call on Jerry Wallace, City Engineer. Purpose of the discussion is to approve an engineer's report and direct the engineer to prepare plans and specifications. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Commission President. The purpose of this item tonight is to approve the engineer's report and direct the engineer to prepare plans and specifications. Essentially, with 2026 Public Works Mill and Overlay work, we're looking at performing some mill and overlays on 9th Street West, 4th Street East, and 36th Avenue East. We previously brought an exhibit forth showing those locations, so I apologize if we didn't include it again in the packet here. But essentially, those are the areas we're looking at. And as far as the financial aspects of that, we're looking at a total project cost of about $791,000. And most of that is to be essentially bid out materials with Public Works essentially performing the labor on the project. I will say that these are critically needed mill and overlay areas. But with all that being said, again, I'm before you tonight to look for approval of the engineer's report and direct the engineer to prepare plans and specifications. And with that, I'll stand for any questions you may have.
Questions for Mr. Wallace?
Will we approve?
Commissioner Olson moves to approve project number 2300, which is the 2026 Public Works Mill and Overlay Project. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Item number 7, I believe that you're a busy man this evening, is the Beaton Drive reconstruction of Cheyenne Street to the Cheyenne River. Again, we call on Mr. Wallace, the city engineer. Purpose of the discussion is to create an improvement district number 3010 and direct an engineer to prepare an engineer's report. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, Mr. Commission President and Commissioners. Basically, just a recap here, the city's been successful in obtaining several grants to the tune of 3.81 or 3.871 million and 1.44 million, looking for essentially the reconstruction of the corridor. With that, this project is kind of unique in that there was quite a few components of it, and each component on its own, I guess, doesn't really stand out as overly dire, other than most recently, I'm sure everybody can remember, it had been pointed out to staff that, we had looked at creating connections to our multi-use path network in other areas of the city, and the commission decided that there were other areas that maybe the money was better spent elsewhere. We took a look at that and, took that as our marching orders, so to speak. And so we're currently back looking at this component of Beaton Drive that we interpreted as being pretty heavily requested from the public. With that component, there's a couple of things going on here. The road section is just old and dated and, coming to the end of its useful life. And then to top it off, there are some undeveloped properties in the vicinity that we would look to extend sewer and water service to as part of the project. And then there is also a lift station that is dated and, again, coming to the end, well, I should say dated and undersized, and is coming to the end of its useful life. And, with the perfect storm of all those components, this project actually rose to be pretty high on the priority list. So with all that being said, before you tonight, looking to create the improvement district and the direction to direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report. I think it's worth noting, too, that we also recently received a petition for public improvements for the project. So that at least tells city staff that there is some local support for the project. Essentially, coming to the financial analysis of the proposed work, there's going to be a heavy use of grants, which, we're very happy to say we're going to be able to do with this project. But there is also going to be a component that will be special assessed, and then a component that'll be paid for with capital improvement sales tax. I've included a map of the district in your packet here tonight, as well as the petition for improvements and the title opinion for the petitioner providing evidence of ownership. With all that being said, again, here to look for and request the creation of the improvement district and move to directing the engineer to prepare an engineer's report. And with that, I'll stand for any questions you may have.
Questions for Mr. Wallace? Commissioner Olson?
On your map here, what you got up on the screen, which side of the Beaton Drive will the new multi-use walkway be put?
We're looking at the north side,
On the north side?
Commissioner. Yep.
So when you
Great
get
question.
over closer to Cheyenne Street, you've got a walkway that parallels Cheyenne Street on the east side of it. Well, where are you going to tie them two together?
We're actually looking at tying in south of the, where Beaton Drive essentially ties into Cheyenne. It's
Okay.
tough to say because we don't really have a good scale on here, but essentially kind of in the corner before the pedestrian box culvert goes underneath the off-ramp there. We'd be looking at tying in over there, pretty far away from the Beaton Drive intersection. It just seemed to make most sense to terminate it there.
Okay, so it's going to be over the road, or there'll be a tunnel there?
No tunnel, it'll probably go over the road.
Okay.
A lot of the specific details of that will probably be fleshed out as we move through to the feasibility study and engineer's report and all that. The one thing I would say too with this project is we'll be looking at moving forward with a resolution of necessity. It's going to be somewhat delayed because there's a little bit of preliminary engineering work that needs to take place in order for us to properly, get the proper information into the engineer's report that we bring with that resolution. Behind the scenes, if this is approved tonight, we'll be looking to work on the preliminary engineering needed to provide that engineer's report.
I was just curious, because if we're going to have two walkways on either side of Beaton Drive, at one point, it would be a little bit redundant, so being
Yep.
that close together.
Nope, great point.
Is it safe to assume that with this work that's going to be done, that it'd be an extension of the box culvert as the Cheyenne River passes under I-94?
That is correct, Mayor Dardis.
So the construction process, it won't be like an open trench dig to replace all the box culverts and things like that?
No, we're looking at specifically just an extension to the
Very
north
good.
side.
Thank you. Just wanted
Great
clarification for the public, that neighborhood and those businesses to the east that utilize it. Could we go back to page 1, please? I'd like, right there, down a little bit, please. Down, up a little bit, please. Thank you. Mr. Wallace did indicate that we were recipients of some grants, $3,871,000 in North Dakota DOT flex funding, as well as $1,440,000 in surface transportation block grant funding. So this is a significant grants, but we have to, the construction has to be done by 2028. So Commissioners, I
Correct.
bring that only to your attention because those grant dollars are tied to that 2028 deadline. Any questions for Mr. Wallace in addition? Mr. Jorgensen, did you have a point you'd like to make?
No, I did not.
Okay,
Mayor Dardis,
please.
I would probably clarify that I should probably just double check, but I believe because these are considered 2027 grant dollars, there is potential that construction could go into 2028, and as long as those dollars are spent then.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Commissioners,
Move to approve.
we have a motion to approve the created improvement district number 3010 and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report on the Beaton Drive reconstruction from Cheyenne Street to the Cheyenne River. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Yes, sir.
We move on to item number 8, improvement district number 6062 is the 2026 sidewalk improvements. Again, we call on Mr. Wallace, our city engineer, and the purpose of the discussion is to accept the bid and award a contract.
Yes, thank you again, Commission President Dardis and Commissioners. This is our standard sidewalk improvement project that we bring every other year to fill in gaps in accordance with our ordinance in Title II. Essentially, at this point, we've prepared plans, we've gone out for bids. Tyzac Concrete LLC was the apparent low bidder for $105,066.63. And at this point in time, essentially, we're looking for the requested action of accepting the bid and awarding the contract. It's probably important to note that these projects, per our standard, are 100% special assessed to the adjacent properties. But with that, I'll stand for any questions you may have.
Questions for Mr. Wallace? Again, we are on item number 8.
One quick question.
Commissioner Olson.
Just for the public knowledge, when would the sidewalks be installed? This coming summer?
That's correct, yes. Great question.
The 2026 project.
I'll move to approve.
Commissioner Anderson first
Oh.
has a question.
Just looking at these bids here, seems like Tyzac is really low compared to the others. We confirmed that they're good and we're not gonna have like any surprises with any additional like adjustments to a bid or anything.
A high level of confidence. They've done work. We've got a working relationship that goes back years with them. Nothing has stood out as an outlier. I would hate to stand up here and say we're never going to have change orders or, any sort of overruns, but high level of confidence that, they're going to be able to deliver the project, for the bid that they supplied.
Thank you.
Good question. Thank
Yeah,
you.
great question.
Anyone else? Anything on improvement district number 6062?
I'll now move to accept the bid for the contract.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second to accept the bid and award the contract for improvement district number 6062, which is the 2026 sidewalk improvements throughout the city. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 9 is project number 6063. It's 8th Street West multi-use path. Again, Mr. Wallace, from the city engineer, is going to have this discussion. Purpose is to approve a task order for construction services. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Commission President, Commissioners. Here before you with this one, essentially, the design engineer, who was SRF Consulting, we felt it, I guess, most in line to have them provide construction oversight and engineering during the construction and finishing phases of the project. I'm here tonight just to request that we approve the task order for them to be able to do that. It's probably worth noting that the original engineer's opinion of cost came in somewhere at about $672,000. We did receive grant funds in the amount of $412,731 and change, which would put us ultimately responsible for about $259,000 of project cost. The bids did come in on this project a little lower than we anticipated, so I would expect that number to be lessened by the time the project is completed. But just wanted to bring that to your attention, that that's about where we're at as far as project cost on this one. And with that, again, I'm looking for approval of the task order for construction services, and I'm available for any questions you may have.
Do we have a map you could show us?
I
I don't believe
apologize.
there's a map in this one.
We've already approved this, we're just asking for a task order. so-
That's right, but I was doing it for the public.
Me too, I look forward to.
I apologize.
I can't remember
All right.
exactly where it was.
Or by West Side Elementary.
Oh, it's over by West Elementary?
Yeah, over in that area,
Okay.
north of, between 7th and Main.
Okay, that's what I
8th Street.
kind of thought.
And this is not, none of this will be assessed to the neighborhoods. This is going to be paid for. The remaining balance will be paid by capital improvement sales tax.
Yes,
So there
sir.
are no assessments to that neighborhood. Okay. Commissioners, your thoughts? Did I have a motion?
Mm-mm,
I
not
didn't
yet.
think so.
You didn't ask for one yet.
Well,
I move we approve.
Commissioner
How about
Zundel,
Work for you?
thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second to accept the bid and award the contract for Improvement District Number 6062, for project number 6063, the multi-use path, to approve a task order and construction services. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Commissioner Zundel, you got me flustered on that one.
Got to keep you on your toes.
Item number 10 is transit shelters. Again, we call on Jerry Wallace, our city engineer. The purpose of this discussion is to create a project number 6064 and direct engineering to prepare an engineer's report. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, thank you. I swear this is the last one. Before you tonight, we're finally getting moving on installation of about 5 transit shelters that we're going to be putting up between the Public Works and engineering team here. Essentially, the action I'm looking for tonight would be to create the project and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report. I know Mayor Dardis and the commission have been looking for this and waiting for this for quite a long time. We're very excited to be moving forward on it. Again, we're looking at installing 5 shelter locations in town here. The big thing that's going to be needed here is concrete flat work to allow the installation. We anticipate a total cost of about $40,000 for this, and we're proposing again that this would be 100% paid for with capital improvement sales tax. There is a map of the proposed locations in your packet here, and again, I'm hopeful we create the project and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report, and with that, I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Questions for Mr. Wallace?
I have just one.
I have one.
Commissioner Jorgensen.
When these locations were picked, or what identified them as to be these locations? Was it the volume of riders per
Yeah.
location? Or?
Yes, Commissioner Jorgensen, there was, that was the heaviest component of it, is, where's our ridership actually occurring?
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner
Yes, sir.
Zundel?
I know we review the transit plan frequently. Do we anticipate any of these sites not continuing to be in our transit plan? Like, are any of these sites vulnerable to route adjustment?
Not that I'm aware of, but I could certainly follow up with MapBus and the folks that are involved in the day-to-day. If
Our
there's-
representative of MetroCog is sitting next to me. Mr. Commissioner Olson.
Perfect.
Well, I'm not, this would be the Fargo, the Transit Authority.
Transit Authority.
Which Dustin is now the on there. I used to could be on there.
Yes, you were.
I was on there for 7 years till they demolished it, but I don't know if Dustin's got any insight on that or not, but.
Well, yeah, thank you, Commissioners. So there's always the possibility of the transit plan changing. Of course, that's a process that involves the city commission. So at this point, there is no plan to make those modifications, but if and when that discussion does come forward, of course, we would take into consideration that we now have these locations with shelters. So I don't know if that's
The expense of this, the $40,000, is for basically the concrete flat work. The shelters themselves are coming from the Transit Authority.
Yeah, that's
Correct?
correct, Mayor Dardis, no charge for those.
No charge for that. Commissioner Olson?
In the agenda packet, you say that we have 10 available, and you're going to put up 5. Why not put up all 10?
I would have to probably go back and have a discussion with the Public Works Engineering Project team on it. I think feasibility-wise, for what the bandwidth they have this summer, I think
Okay.
they were looking at trying to get the 5 in at the heaviest use stops.
So were the 10, the 5 extra, the 5 that we're getting, are we going to have to store them, or is the city of Fargo or MapBus storing those 5 other shelters?
My understanding is that they're staying with MapBus
Okay.
for now, but I could certainly just verify that, too.
I was just curious if we're going to have to house them.
Commissioners, I'll add on to that. I did have a conversation with their assistant administrator a couple months ago, and Fargo has graciously agreed to continue to store these for us until they are all installed. So should something change, we would bring that information forward, but right now they're agreeing to store them until they're installed.
And then where's the one getting installed that looks like it's perhaps maybe at Cashwise? Is it like off the beaten path, or where is that specifically?
From the location, it looks like it might be the stop on the backside of Cashwise, but I would probably want to verify that before stating that as, the God's honest truth or anything. We will, I guess, be going forward and providing more detail for the commission before we're constructing. But I think that is the location they're referencing.
It's behind Cashwise, okay.
Any additional questions for Mr. Wallace?
I move we approve.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve the creative project number 6064 with regarding to the transit shelters, 5 locations within the city of West Fargo. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second to create project number 6064 and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Item number 11 is guiding principles for the 2027 budget. We call on Dustin Scott, City Administrator for the City of West Fargo. Good evening, Ms. Scott, and welcome.
Well, good evening. Thank you, Commissioner President Dardis and Commissioners. Well, I am excited to have the opportunity to kick off our budget process in a new direction this year and adopting guiding principles. The proposed guiding principles are intended to be a clear direction for developing the 2027 budget. They are intended to establish a shared framework for evaluating budget considerations and support a consistent and transparent approach to prioritization and overall decision-making. The guiding principles were developed through a collaborative process involving city commissioners and department heads. An online survey was used to gather feedback and perspectives across a broad range of budget topics. I'm proud to announce that we had all 5 commissioners participate in this survey, as well as 17 department heads. So a lot of good feedback coming forward to help guide these principles. So these responses were reviewed and organized to identify common themes and areas of alignment, resulting in principles that reflect this shared input and provide a strategic direction for the budget process. Again, I can't express how excited I am to start with this collaborative approach, get a wide range of feedback, And I really feel like this is going to help really guide our budget process throughout, even through the transition we'll have this summer with the election. So that said, the commission can choose to adopt the 5 principles that are before you this evening. You could adopt with some revisions or direct staff to go back and make some additional considerations. So with that, I would stand for any questions.
Questions of Mr. Scott? No, sir.
No, I do.
Commissioner Olson?
So you've got these 5 principles listed on the screen there. Are they ranked in that order, or are they just random, or how did you arrive at those 5?
So I'll start with, they are not ranked in any particular order. So, yep, I had that question come up earlier today, too. Nope, this is in no particular order. They're all equally guiding principles. So depending on what we are discussing or considering, these are the foundation principles that we will go to help guide those decisions that are going to be made. And I'll say that along the way, we'll learn how we are applying these principles. And what I would like to do is, when we prepare our final budget documents, to further divulge into how these principles were effective in creating the budget, developing some more definition behind each of them. But for now, they're intended to be more of a high-level principle, and we'll let the definition kind of unfold throughout the budget process. How do we use them and all of that good stuff. So how they were developed, really, the online survey that we made, for one, has a tool that it can summarize the common themes for us. So took a look at the themes that were coming out of the survey platform, and then try to align that with some of the questions that we've seen come through, some of the comments that we received last year through last year's budget process, and tried to put it under an umbrella of a guiding principle. So.
Okay, Commissioner Zundell?
One thing that I saw come through on the survey that I'm not sure I see in the guiding principles is I feel like there was a lot of specific attention paid to public safety within the survey. So when I look at some of this, I mean, I guess, do you consider that a sustainable service? Or where does that fit into this? Because public safety ranked number 1, and then along with like water and sewer capacity. So I guess in the survey, we broke it out into kind of maybe perhaps some different services that we offer through the city. And it felt like public safety continued to rank highest in those areas. So I guess I'm just curious how that translates into this.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Zundel. You're right, it is under the umbrella of sustainable services through responsible stewardship. I had considered having public safety as a standout, but I felt that that was a bit specific into 2 departments that we have. So I wanted to be a little more broad and encompassing citywide services. So I'd say it is rolled up into the sustainable services. And again, as we go through the budget process, if we feel like the public safety aspect was the driving force behind some of the decisions we're making, then we can roll that into the definitions that we develop through the budget process, which will be memorialized then into the final budget documents. And along the way, we're going to learn some lessons, and certainly going to apply that into the future budget processes. So again, looking forward to how this all unfolds, and yet learning from it and further developing these things as we move in through the budget process.
Commissioner Zundell?
My other question, and I know you said we'll refine them just as we go, but from a context of like cultural values or that perspective, do we have a list of cultural values within our current, like when we look at, so maintain workforce stability and cultural values, do we have a defined set of what that looks like to prioritize?
Yes, we have a set of 5 core values that were adopted by the commission some years ago, and those have been reflected in prior budgets in the opening statement, if you will.
Okay.
And so those are the cultural values that I'm referring to.
Okay, thank you.
This is a living document, is what it is. There's going to be, obviously, there's going to be some electeds that come and go, and so there'll be influences by the new commissioners as they rotate through and that type of thing. So this isn't cast in stone. It will always reflect what the administration at that time feels the most pertinent. Any additional questions on the guiding principles, Mr. Scott? All right, please continue.
That's all I've got for you. So if there are no other questions, I would ask that the commission adopt the guiding principles as presented.
Move to adopt.
Commissioner Olson moves to adopt the guiding principles for 2027 budget. Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations, Mr. Scott. We move on to item number 12, the city administrator's report. Please continue.
Thank you, Commissioner President Dardis and Commissioners. I want to start off by, I think Jerry here is giving Dan a run for his money on the record for most items presented. So I just want to give Jerry a shout out. He's doing a great job. He's going through these very clearly, and I'm proud of him. So, as far as updates, I've got just a couple. So going back to the 2027 budget, with the guiding principles now adopted, we are going to roll out instructions to our department heads tomorrow. I believe Nick will have that on send here before the evening ends, maybe. Excited to get rolling into it. I know a lot of our departments are already well into analyzing what their needs are going to be, but the formal process is officially going to start tomorrow. Our timeline has been developed and shared, and so we are excited to get going on that. Our preliminary plan here is to have the budget in front of the commission the second meeting in June. That, of course, is the last meeting for a few of you, so we're eager to have the opportunity, at least with this commission, to publicly weigh in on the budget before your term is done. So, any questions on the budget process?
Any questions? We're good.
Good. And then the last thing I'll leave you with is our finance team. I'm proud to say that they are well into the audit process for 2025. So as we're working on looking into 27, we're also looking back in 25, and the audit process, as you know, is very intensive. So I'm happy to hear that they've got a good jump start on it, and hopefully we can have a 2025 audit done before we are approving a final budget. So that is it for updates. With that, I would entertain any other questions.
Questions for Mr. Scott? Anyone? No? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All correspondence has been distributed and put into your mailboxes that the city has received. So I'd encourage you to check that. Commissioners, do you have any non-agenda items that you'd like to bring forward at this time? Department heads, anything that you'd like to bring forward? I have one thing. We have a member of the West Fargo School Board here this evening, and the West Fargo United Girls are the state champions for the state of North Dakota in hockey. So please pass that on to all of those on the school board. Mrs. Stedman, that's a great accomplishment. This is the first year we had a united team. Is that correct? So that's quite a feat, I should say. So congratulations to those young ladies that won the state championship. Anyone else? Commissioner Anderson.
Move to adjourn.
Commissioner Olson.
Second.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.